Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TCR Super Class. I just realized I did not include that, but that's fine. Super Class British Grand Prix. We are here with 30 seconds left in qualifying as we ride on board with Dougie Antonio, who's in second place with a 1:27.4. As Tyrone retires, just give me a second, make sure the stream is actually up. Alright then. Alright then, that's that. Qualifying has now come to an end. Nobody's on any flying laps. So that is the end of qualifying. We should be moving on to the race momentarily. Speedster crashes his car. So yes, this is round 6, the British Grand Prix of the TCR Super Class. If you missed last time at the Singapore Grand Prix, you can go ahead and check it out on this channel. I am MRX, commentating by myself tonight. Don't really have much experience, but we'll give this a try. Should be a good race. My partner Sensation unfortunately does not seem to be able to make it due to some technical difficulties. So unfortunately you're stuck with me as we watch cars go 20 miles an hour around the track. God, I love Codemasters. Anyway, while we count down for the final 15 seconds, we have VSR Marquez on pole, Professional in second, Speedster in third, Dougie Antonio in fourth, NR8 fifth, Tyrone in sixth, Blaster Brennan in seventh, Jeremiah, Sean, and Aerostrike round out the top 10. Here we are with the rest of the results. We have Mr. Psycho Sane in 11th, Wavy Tyler in 12th, Leandra Level 13th, Destiny in 14th, a little bit further down than I would have expected, but that's okay. We have Banzin in the Sauber in 15th, Motor 16th, GTR Lion in 17th, Hotbread 18th, Xandamar 19th, and I think that was Seafreeze at the bottom there in 20th. Alright, as we get things ready to go for the formation lap, I think it is. It should be. This should be a pretty interesting race. I know last time I was here, things were pretty nice. Things were fun. We do have a full grid tonight, I believe. So that's good to see. Should be some pretty intense racing out there. And well, guess we just have to see how it goes. All right, here it goes. The cars go around for the formation lap. Now, unfortunately, I am not too familiar with all the drivers here. I do know a few from racing with them in the Thursday class and otherwise. I do know Blaster Brennan, who you see here, who has a bit of a reputation. He is a driver you really want to watch out for, and that's not a good thing. But on his day, he does have some good pace. If he can keep it clean, avoid penalties, avoid other cars, he can pull out a very good result here tonight. Also on your focus here, on your screens now, is Motor City 2000. I've also raced with him. He is in that Red Bull car. He's pretty good. You know, I think he just has to be on form, really and truly. He's a bit like Brennan, only he doesn't wreck as many people. No, I'm just giving Brennan a hard time. But he can be a decent driver. He can, when he's on the pace, he can really, you know, he can really get a good result. GTR Lion, I've also raced with him. He's pretty good, to be honest. Well, to me, against some of the guys in here, he might not be, but he's a clean racer at least. You can get a good race out of him. And Freeze 22. He's actually racing tonight instead of commentating here with me. Left me out to dry, but he does want to get practice for that Thursday class. He is a reserve driver in this, but he is a normal driver on the Thursday class. You can see here on this channel on Thursday. And as far as his own class goes, he is undefeated here at this track. He is either 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 here. I do not know for certain, but with people of his level, he is undefeated. So he said he wants to get some good practice here, as the cars now form up for the actual race start as they line up all on the grid. Let me get the last car, Freeze, pulling into his grid slot now. All right, here we go, revving up to 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix. And it is go, go, go. Marquez seems to get a decent start. He leads the field into turn 1, followed by Professional, and Dougie Antonio finds his way up into P3. We're getting close to Professional there. He makes a nice lunge down into turn 2 now. He gets into P2. Professional seems to be struggling a little bit on the start here, as he has NR8 up his inside here, looking very racy. He looks like he wants that 3rd position. Professional will hold it for now, though. Further on down the line, we have Jeremiah moving up into P8. Aerostrike to P9. Sean down to P10. We join back up front as the cars now come down the old start finish straight. VSR Marquez playing out a little bit of a gap, followed by Dougie, followed by Professional, as NR8 runs a little wide. Wonder what that could be. And it looks like everyone has calmed down a bit now. Aerostrike drops into 10th. Motor and Freeze close to each other down at the back. But now we move forward back to the front, which is where the action is. The top 3 just trying to keep things clean on the first lap. You know, races aren't won on the first lap, but they can be lost. As we come to the end here now, Marquez obviously setting the fastest lap as the cars go around. And I will take this time to congratulate Blaster Brennan on completing a successful first lap. He didn't seem to get into too much trouble with anybody. He wants to keep it clean, so he could be in for a very good result. As now we follow on with the leader of VSR, Marquez, I think that's how you say his name. Sorry if I'm wrong. He's looking good, as Anar might have to defend from Speedster here in a minute. So NR8, let's talk about him for a second, because he is one of the few drivers I actually know. He, from what I've been told, he hasn't really been as dominant in this class as he has been when I've raced him. But meanwhile, as I'm talking, Blaster Brennan is in a little bit of a battle here with Tyrone and the Force India there. They're all very close, and the Williams is coming in to join the fray. Brennan does hold on to P7. As Jeremiah loses the position to Sean Fitzy. And Sean will hold it for P8. They're in P9, and the Williams is right there, followed very closely by Destiny. Please work. Destiny is another talented driver that these drivers will have to look out for. He will make the move. He is not scared. A very good racer when he's ready. So meanwhile, we have Sean Fitzy closing up to Blaster Brennan now. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm not very good at this, but let's hope the racing is good enough for y'all to get some entertainment from this race. It would have been better if I had somebody, but hey, that's life. Alright, so further up ahead, we have Professional on the tail of Dougie Antonio here. So this is the battle for second place, as we now come on to the end of lap 3. So DRS is now a factor. Even though Sean Fitzy still has not managed to get past Blaster Brennan, as Psycho Sane moves up into 13th. And Seafreeze moves up into 16th, getting the position from the under level. There's yellow flags in Sector 1. Zandamar has retired. He has put his Ferrari, it looks like, into the wall, so too much damage to continue. And he is our first retiree of the night. No safety car here. Well, I don't think that would bring out a safety car anyway. But I think safety car is turned off, considering that this game is a bit broken. And we don't want the entire race ruined because of it. But we rejoin now as Sean is touching the back of Blaster Brennan. He's really giving him a look. Is he going to go for a pass here? Unless he's going to try to send it down the inside. Can Blaster hold it around the outside? No, he cannot. And that is Sean Fitzy up into P7. But Brennan will not give up on that position. He does not like to be overtaken. And Destiny up into P10 now. So he's making his way through the field. But Brennan's going to try to hold on here and try to get that position back. Because, as I mentioned before, he is good at this track. He has gotten victories here in the past. As Fitzy seems to be locking up a little bit here. So Brennan's going to try to remain with him. And we will check that up on that in a minute. Meanwhile, we cut here to Destiny, please work. With Jeremiah in his sights now. He will open DRS down the straight. He will not attempt a move. He thinks better of that. but he's lining him up, probably licking his lips at a beautiful, tasty position that he's about to get. And they are not too far from Brennan and Sean Fitzy, but Sean Fitzy seems to begin to pull away from Brennan here now. Actually, no, he's not. I was looking at the wrong thing. So Seafreeze now up in the 13th, getting the position from GTR Lion, who is in 14th. Motor City down in 19th. Now, I don't want to wish any bad on him, but he did say that if he does retire, he will join me in the commentators box. And as you can tell, I can freaking well use the help very much. So Motor, I want you to do well, but you know, if you want to beach the car, maybe if you get a little damage, don't be afraid, you know, come join in. As Leandro Level loses the position to Aero Strike. I don't know if there was contact. Meanwhile, Professional is 4/10 off of Dougie Antonio in second. We come down the DRS straight now. Could be that, oh, it seems he had to slow down there. So it looks like Professional has the pace. He's going to try to get around Dougie here, because he seems to be holding him up quite a bit, and he'll want to get to chasing down our leader in that Mercedes, VSR Marquez, who is also his teammate, I neglected to add. So lap 6 here, and the top 3 are VSR Marquez, Dougie Antonio, and 007 Professional, followed by Speedster 24, NR8, Tyrone, just Tyrone, Sean Fitzy. Oh, hold on. Professional has gotten the overtake done, and he's made his way up into second place. Dougie will try to fight back for it, but I don't think he has anything for him at the moment, as Speedster and NR8 want to get on to join the party. So Professional has got the move done into P2. He will now want to chase down our leader, who is pretty comfortable by himself right now. Not too far ahead, but out of the fray. So Dougie will look to regain his composure, as he's only 4/10 ahead of Speedster right now. He doesn't want to concede another position, but he also is going to want to try to attack for a second, and there was a little bit of a lag spike there, but NR8 is watching himself, as Jeremiah now has got past Blaster Brennan. Blaster Brennan will attempt to fight and hold his position. They're on the inside. Will he have to run? No, he will not. And Blaster Brennan will have to tuck in behind Jeremiah, and he is now in P10 with Destiny. Please work. Lumen in his mirrors. He cannot be at ease. There's Destiny runs wide. I think that's a legitimate racing lane around here. I don't know if you get penalties for that. But we'll ride on board with Destiny for a bit as he chases down Blaster Brennan. He's no doubt thinking of a safe way to get around him. These two have raced each other quite a bit. And Dougie Antonio now has lost P3. He's down into P4. Wait, he has it back up the inside. No, he will hold on to P3. It seems that, oh, and NRA is right there looking to pick up any pieces that come to him. And Speedster sends it down the inside once more, giving Dougie the space he needs as he tries to do a little cutback on the inside now. And is that enough? He sends Dougie, sorry, a little bit wide. And oh! NR8 into the wall, lost his front wing, and now his race just took a turn for the worse. He's just losing position now and will have to limp back to the pits for a front wing change. It looked like he just got closed out by the Ferrari there, or whichever car was ahead, and they probably just didn't see him, and that sent him into the wall. He's lucky to still be in the Grand Prix, His GTR is in the pit, so he's absolutely just running wide. His race is over, and he has retired. He stopped it. Terrible bit of luck for NR8 there. And from what I've seen, that's been his season. Really, that's a perfect summary of his season. So he becomes our second retiree. So meanwhile, Dougie Antonio dives into the pits. I think this might be strategic. I do not think he has any damage, but he's going to dive into the pits here. And Sean will move up into P5. Meanwhile, Seafreeze is up into P10. He's scoring points here on P9 now that Dougie is pitting. And he started from the back, so he's making his way through. This is kind of, you know, not too reassuring for me having to race him on Thursday. It looks like he is going to get another victory, but you know, whatever. Motor City up into P15 as NR8's car pulls in. Looks like he's going to continue driving around. So we go back to the front of the grid. VSR Marquez now has a 5-second gap over Professional. So the gap has increased since Professional's overtake. He wanted to chase down, but Marquez just seems to be ever more pulling out the gap. So we'll see how that pulls on later in the race. Still a lot of race to go here. We're only on lap 9. Leaders are yet to pit, of course. So the new top 5 is Marquez Professional, Speedster Tyrone, Sean Fitzy. Those are your top 5. As Seafreeze makes a pass now for P8 around Blaster Brennan, who's just been driving in reverse really for a while now. He's just been losing positions. Oh, he's diving into the pits now on lap 10, being very sure not to get a speeding penalty. He doesn't want any penalties here. He wants to keep it as clean as possible to get the best possible result. Okay, so now we will have a look here at the tires. The top 7, who I believe are definitely yet to pit, are running on the Super Sauce, followed by Seafreeze, who hasn't stopped. So no one down to P13 has stopped. And we have most of them on the Super. Seafreeze opting to start on the Softs. He's going to go longer in this race, and he's been, you know, he's had the pace. He could be on for a very good finish here, depending on how this strategy goes, and if he can keep his nose clean. Okay, so let's look for someone to follow here. Sean Fitzy, less than a second on to the back of his teammate Tyrone. Let's see if he'll size up a move here. Neither of them have made a stop, I don't think, so we'll see who dives in the pits first. It looks like Sean is going to dive in. He's going to go for an undercut here on his teammate. Seafreeze obviously carrying on. And that is Professional now coming into the pits. He's going to strap on a set of soft tires. He's going to come out. Let's see what position he comes out in. Follow here, we'll check up on him. Meanwhile, Seafreeze now, this remotes him into P3. Not net P3, but P3 on track, which is very good considering he starts in the back. Professional now coming out of the pits. He will come out in P9. This is our net P2, unless someone pulls off a very good under or overcut, excuse me. You see Tyrone here, 12 seconds off the leader. Neither car has pit. Marquez just seems to be running his own race comfortably. As we now join on Mr. Psycho Sane, sorry, who is slowly but surely catching up to Seafreeze. He also has not made a stop. They're both on the same strategy here. So let's see if he goes for some sort of undercut maneuver. But as you look at the position chart, C-Freeze has made up 17 positions. Obviously, that is not the accurate number, as he has yet to pit. But he has been driving very well, making up positions. And I will say this again, sounding like a broken record, but I think he's on for a very good finish. As Wavy Tyler here dives into the pits, he will most likely strap on a set of softs as he joins on track now. Hot Bread on the back of Banzin, who is his teammate, it would appear, unless my eyes are deceiving me, which they very well might be. As VSR Marquez now has pit, he's out in P6, now on the back of Hot Bread, who does not have to move over, of course. This is for position, he's not being lapped. Now this is a very crucial time, because Professional has some clean air, so if he can get some good laps in, he could be, well, yeah, he could be closer to the leader than he was before. We have to wait until this car, the car of Dougie Antonio, who is in 7th. I think he is our net P2, actually, he might be. Or not, we'll just have to wait and see how things sort it out. As Marquez moves into P5, as the first Sauber runs wide. Now on the back of Sauber number 2. And we just will have to assume that he will get past at some point, probably sooner than later, as he pulls over to the left-hand side of the track. Now he's going to look for a pass around the outside. He will get it done nice and easy. I think the Sauber is more concerned with saving his own race here. He's going to lock up. And Dougie Antonio behind. And this is Psycho Sing now in the second as Tyrone pulls into the pits. That promotes C-Freeze into the lead on track of the British Grand Prix of the Superclass. Yes, this is in fact him. Let's see where he ends up. Meanwhile, Dougie gets past the Sauber. Yep, Sauber number 1, he does get past eventually. We'll now have to navigate around Banzin. So it looks like he is now net P2. I don't know what happened that got him to that position. Maybe I missed something, or maybe I'm just forgetting, which is a very, very good possibility. As Professional here in P7, so he will have to re-overtake Dougie Antonio if he wants any chance of getting back second place. So VSR Marquez is 3 seconds off of Psycho Sane in second and C-Freeze in first. They have yet to pit, and it looks like he may retain his lead that he had before he dove in. He did dive in a good couple laps after his main competitors, as Dougie Antonio is going to go down the inside of the Sauber now to get P4. And C-Freeze dives into the pits, promoting Psycho Sane into the lead of the Grand Prix on track. And Marquez very close behind. C-Freeze probably noticed that he was being caught and thought it was a pretty good time to come in. So we'll see where he comes out as he's exiting the pits. Now Tyrone passes him, and so does Sean Fitzy. And Jeremiah's coming down the straight. Now C-Freeze should be out by this time. And there they are. It's very close. C-Freeze does lose the position, but he is right on the back of Jeremiah, and he has fresher tires, so we should assume he does get back into P10 here, as there are yellow flags in sector 2. I don't know what quite for, but now we look at Blaster Brennan on the medium tires, it looks like, unless it is giving me a glitch. Let's have a look here. Okay, so everything is telling me he's on the medium tire. I don't know if that's necessary. He's losing the position here to Destiny. Sorry, not to Destiny, to Wavy Tyler 23. This drops Brennan down into 14. Destiny is in P12 here. So Brennan's tire choice, I don't know if it's because he's bad on his tires. I don't know if he pit a little bit early, but he is on the mediums, the slower tires than just about everyone else on the grid. I think he might be the only one on those tires. Actually, no, we have a couple people on the mediums, which include Jeremiah and Seafreeze. So the game is just lying to me here by saying they have on the softs. Or maybe they're lying to me and saying they have on the mediums. I don't know. This game does have its issues. It's fun to play, but once they iron out the bugs, this could be a very good game. But we are going to watch Jeremiah in here as he leads Seafreeze. Seafreeze right on the back of him. He is going to try to make an overtake sooner rather than later, as he does see Destiny in his mirrors. He wants to get this done. He does not want to be left susceptible to Destiny. I'm just going to keep that tire thing open just to be sure. Brennan does make his way back into P14, passing Arrow Stripe. Seafreeze right on the back of Jeremiah. You'd have to think a move is going to come out here soon. Not here, though. He thinks better of that. He will bide his time. He's going to be patient. And every second he waits, Destiny just gets closer and closer. So now there's a 3-car battle here. Maybe a 4-car now as Tyler joins on to the back of Destiny. And will this be Seafreeze looking to make a move around the outside here? Yes, it will. Will he pull it off? He sends it around the outside. And he is not clear yet. But yep, that is him. He does get P10 from Jeremiah. And now Destiny is having a look as well. He gets pushed a little bit wide, and that means Destiny does get P11. Will Jeremiah try something here? No. Will Tyler be the next car to try to have a pop at Jeremiah? And he will. Sends it down the inside of that corner, which will turn into the outside of this one. A little bit of contact, but Jeremiah does hold on to P12. So now Destiny's job is to get that position from Seafreeze, and it looks like he is going to attempt that here on the outside. I think that's, yep, he gets it done very cleanly, and that means Destiny is now up into P10, Seafreeze back into P11 as the tires are changing on track. Gotta love this game. And now Destiny, he's not out of the woods yet. Seafreeze is still on the back of him, but I don't think he will get that position back. However, Seafreeze could prove me wrong here. So Destiny now has an 11-second gap to Sean Fitzy, who's on the back of Professional here. Psycho Sane finally comes into the pits. What? That cannot be right. This cannot be his first stop. It is. This is his first stop. So he went quite a while. He did manage to stretch those tires, which means he will be good. He'll probably go on the supers or maybe the mediums for the rest of the race. But his tire wear is going to be fine. He does fit on the supers, as I imagine, as the Sauber comes in as well. So we had a few long runners in the pits. Their tire wear must have been good, but we now watch as Banzin is on the back of Speedster. I think he just attempted a little move there, but he couldn't pull it off. He is going to close up now. He pulls onto the left-hand side of the track. He will attempt the overtake. Does he get it done? He has to hold it around the outside of this next corner. Does he get it better? Oh, he gets a little bit sideways as they touch tires. And that brings... Who is this? Amazing Mercedes and another car into the mix. They're all very close together as they go through this right-hander. So he gets on the grass. He's completely made a mess of that. So he's just lost all of those positions. Sean Fitzy, Professional, and Tyrone all very close together, battling for P4. We have yellow flags in sector 2 and 3 as Tyler gets a penalty for multiple warnings. That's a bit unfortunate. These three cars are very close now. You can literally throw a blanket over them. Well, you could. I don't know if you still can. Be a pretty big blanket, to be honest, but I digress. Professional in P6. He's dropped Professional. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if he's just not had the pace or maybe a mistake on the pace. So maybe he had some damage, but Professional is now in P6. He was fighting for a podium before, as the Force India tries to make an overtake on his teammate. Is not successful. Professional will watch and just bide his time and try to pick up the pieces. But we move back on to Tyrone, who's following very closely behind Sean. And people are messaging me, I don't know why. Let's close those. And Speedster is 1.5 seconds off of Dougie, who is 9.5 seconds off of our leader. He's been our leader since lap 1. He's always been in net P1. He's just been in control of this race all day. And if he does pull this off, he would deserve it, because he's just been driving his whole race the whole time, as we are well over the halfway mark. We're coming up to the final moments of this race. Seafreeze in P8, still behind Destiny. Seafreeze did start last, so this is a very good drive from him. Let's see if you can keep... Oh, getting a little bit of a... It looks like a bit of a time slapper there. But if he pulls us off, and if he can overtake Destiny, he will be my vote for driver of the day. Maybe a little bit of favoritism, but you know, that's fine. Motor gets up into 17th there. Oh no, losing again to Sergio Banzin, which is a bit unfortunate. Motor determined though to keep racing, not to join me in the commentator's box. Good, as Wavy Tyler now moves up into the final points position. He's into P10 now from Jeremiah. So we join back on the Force India battle. Nothing. The Professional seems to be dropping back a little bit actually. He's just been off the pace since the pit stops. And a race that was going to look so good for him, he's just going to try to get some solid points here. So we will ride back with Speedster, who has now caught Dougie Antonio in that Ferrari. Just ahead of him there. He's just going to follow closely behind, probably try to size up a move. He is getting very close. He is going to look for the earliest opportunity to overtake. I don't know if he will be able to chase down Marquez. I don't think so. So it looks like P2 is going to be their race win here. Looking down the order, no one else is too close except for Psycho Sane, I think. But we're going to ride on board here with Speedster as he looks to suss out and move for that second spot on the podium. The top three have a pretty good gap to P4. That is well, it was a 13-second gap, but it's now just under that. Okay, so we are lap 20 of the British Grand Prix. We're coming up to the end here very soon. Only 6 left to go. So drivers now are going to be pushing like mad to make sure they get to the end, but to also maximize their finishing position here in these dying moments. Not too many retirees. You only had Zandermar, who ended up in the barrier and just lost it, terminal damage. Unfortunate end to his race. We also saw NR8, who got knocked into the wall, I think by a Ferrari. I'm not too certain which car it was. I could only see it for a second before I was moving off. And he decided that, it made sense. So Speedster sends it down the inside now. This is for P2. He doesn't get it done. But he is looking very racy, and Dougie will need to drive defensive to make sure that he holds on to P2. Speedster pulls over again. They bang tires. Someone's lost a bit of an end plate there. Dougie Antonio is sent wide. That does promote Speedster into P2. So the top three now is Marquez in first, still, Speedster in second, Dougie Antonio in third, but I think Dougie is going to look to get his position back that he has worked so hard for. It also sucks I don't know any of the corner names. I probably should. Banton gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So it's been a pretty clean race so far, aside for our 2 DNS and a little bit of wheel banging, but a lot of people will say Rubbin's racing. So we will look further down the grid here now. The gaps seem to be good. Tyler here is trying to hold on. Trying to hold off Psycho Sane, who does have a penalty. And while there is a little bit of a lull, I say that as you ride on board with Dougie Antonio, who does seem to try to make the overtake. Breaks a little bit early, tries to switch that move on Speedster. Speedster does hold on to P2 though, but Dougie Antonio, he is going to keep trying. With DRS wide open, he does pass. And that is Dougie Antonio back into P2, leaving Speedster a little bit of work to do to get back there. Well, I think he banged onto the back there. I don't think he got any damage from it. And these two will be fighting foreseeably until the end of the race here. Okay, so I don't think any moves are going to happen for a while, so let's take this opportunity to look at the race director to see any incidents, a lot of warnings. Sean Fitzy had a stop-go penalty for corner cutting and gained a place. You'll have to look at where he is now. GTR Lion with a 3-second time penalty. Tyler with a 3-second time penalty. Motor with one. Lion with another one. Banton with the one we saw before. Dougie Antonio has one. Oh, this could be interesting because unless who is that that's racing him at the moment? Unless the Speedster has one as well. I'll check here. Unless the Speedster has one as well, unless he can stay ahead of him by 3 seconds, Speedster will get... Oh no, Speedster does have a penalty as well. So they're both on equal footing here as far as penalty goes. So any racing that does happen is for position. As we rejoin them now, Dougie still holding on to P2. We are now on lap 23 of the British Grand Prix of the TCR Superclass. If you are tuning into this, I am not the usual commentator. It is usually much better than this. But they need someone to stream. So here I am. If you do want to see me driving, or attempting to drive at least, you can see us on the Thursday class. The TCR at this same track, I believe it will be. We look further down, the gap between Destiny and Seafreeze is holding steady at around 2 seconds. Jeremiah moves into 13th. Brennan in 12th, who has run a clean race, and basically finishing is a victory for him. Oh, I say that. Jeremiah's out. I just have the worst timing, but Jeremiah, we just looked at him not too long ago, and now he is out of the Grand Prix to become our third retiree. The other two being Zandamar and NR8. That's a bit unfortunate. To go so long only to end up, not even finishing, not even getting points. It's heartbreaking, I can tell you from experience. It is very heartbreaking. Let's look at our leader. Almost 20 seconds clear of second. Okay. Roscoe, why are you here? Anyway, we follow on. Speedster still trying to chase down Dougie Antonio for P2. He has a little bit of time to do it, so he will need to get the pedal to the metal and hurry up. two Toro Rossos are still right behind each other for 4th and 5th. It's going to be a good result for the constructors. Professional, who was looking that he could be fighting for a win, is in P6. And with Destiny on the charge, he might catch him and have a little bit of a battle here. As Speedster seems to be dropping back a little bit now from Dougie. I think he might have had damage from their bit of contact earlier. As we saw a little piece of carbon fiber move off to the side of the track. So he might have a little bit of end plate damage. I can't see anything too major, but that could be hindering him a little bit. You know, in Formula One, any loss of downforce is a substantial amount. Rosca, we do not gamble on TCR races, okay? We do not do that. We don't. It's not something we do. It's a gentleman's sport. Why are you watching anyway? Aren't you in a party with Z? I shouldn't be talking to you. Oh, Sean Fitzy. Oh, it seems he's lagged out. And his teammate's going to get by because of it. That's just heartbreaking. He's going to lose so much time right at the death of the race. Only 2 laps to go. Well, 1 lap if you're the leader. He's disconnected, and now if he can't get back in, he just might lose that position to Professional. We'll have to see if he can get back in time. Now, that's just heartbreaking. He cannot be happy right now. But meanwhile, we will watch Dougie Antonio and Speedster on the final lap of the British Grand Prix of TCR Superclass. Round 6. We will ride on board with them for the final lap. Sean Fitzy has joined back. Oh, but his car is in the pits. Oh no, he's going to lose so much time from that. He's going to lose position. Seafreeze gets up into P7. Destiny 6 and Professional is now in the 5th because of that. And Speedster is on the gearbox of that Ferrari as they continue to fight on the final lap here. We look on ahead. Marquez is definitely in control of the race. We see yellow flags now in sector 3. Someone might have had a spin, but I don't think we can really afford to go look at it. Can't be anything too major because that's not for points anyway. But it seems the gap has increased a little bit, so Dougie might just hold on to P2, but we will ride on board with our leader as he crashes the car across the line. VSR Marquez is the winner of the British Grand Prix in TCR Superclass. We now ride on board with Dougie Antonio and Speedster to see who will take 2nd position. Is he going to try a little bit of a lunge here? He does. Tries to go around the outside, but he just can't do it. Trying to push as hard as he can. He loses the back end. Dougie Antonio will take P2. Speedster will take the final podium position. Sean Fitzy, he can't be happy, but Seafreeze moves into P6. Something's happened to Destiny. So Seafreeze has got his car into P6 now from the back of the grid, mind you. So he's definitely getting my vote for driver of the day. Seafreeze 22 will take 6th place. Oh, 7th place. He might have had a penalty here. But he will take 7th place of the Grand Prix. So as the rest of the cars finish now, we have the top 10 here. So the final few laps of that were a bit thrilling. This race was very entertaining for me. I hope you did enjoy watching. Once again, I am MRX 1101, your driver for the Thursday class. You can see that race with me and Seafreeze 22 in it. Well, it should be me in it at least, but Seafreeze 22 definitely is going to be in it on Thursday on this channel with our usual commentators. I think Sensation commentates on that day, maybe as well as Motor. I don't know for certain. So that brings this Grand Prix to an end. We'll just wait for the results to pop up here. So congratulations to VSR Marquez for his victory. He never looked like he was ever in any trouble. Turn 1, he got a good start off the line. Into turn 1, stayed ahead, and he's just in control the whole race. It was his race to lose, and he did not lose it. As you see the celebrations here. And move on to the results. So, our winner, VSR Marquez, no penalties. So he drove a very clean race. His best lap was almost a second faster than everyone else, really. He was just a cut above the rest. Maybe we need to get an ultra class just for drivers like him. But he gets P1, followed by Doug Antonio. A good drive to hold on to P2, followed by Speedster in P3, followed by Tyrone, a professional who drops from his grid slot in P2. A little bit of an unfortunate race for him, but he came home to get some solid points in P5. Followed by Aero Strike. Real quick, let's just run down so that you can see everyone's finishing positions. There you go. So for our professional, Aero Strike, C Freeze 22, my vote for driver of the day in P7, followed by Destiny in 8th, Psycho Sane 9th, and Wavy Tyler runs out the point scoring finishers tonight. Our DNFs were NR8, as well as, I believe, Sean Fitzy and Xandermar. Also not finishing, unfortunately for them. So this has been my attempt at a broadcast of the TCR Superclass. Thank you for watching, and good night.